Welcome back to NEXGROW Podcast, everybody. We are diving deep today.
Deep.
You know the drill. We've got some fascinating source material, and we're ready to unpack it. This time, we're tackling an article by NEXGROW itself.
Meta.
It is a little meta, but this is something that I think so many companies struggle with. It's about how organizations can stifle innovation.
Yeah.
And that can have some pretty significant consequences, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. When companies ignore or even actively shut down good ideas, they are, in essence, they're missing out on huge opportunities.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity for sure. This article really drives home that it's not just a creative loss. It can be a big financial blow.
Oh, yeah. Think lost market share, handing your competitors a win on a silver platter.
It's like, Blockbuster back in the day, not paying attention to the whole streaming thing.
Oof, yeah. Big mistake.
Not a good outcome there. Are there any other examples that come to mind when you think about this?
Well, Kodak, obviously. They kind of invented the digital camera, but just didn't adapt.
Right, they stuck with film way too long.
Exactly. That's the thing. Companies that embrace new ideas, they're the ones that really stay ahead of the curve.
It's true. It makes you think, what are we missing out on right now? What's the next big thing that we don't even see coming? But the article also points out something I think is really important. It's not just about the financial impact, right?
Right.
There's a real human cost to stifled innovation.
Yeah, for sure. When you come up with a great idea, something you're really passionate about, and it just gets dismissed, it can be super demotivating.
Oh, it's like completely deflating.
Yeah.
You put yourself out there, you're excited, and then nothing.
It makes you question your value, your contributions. It makes you wonder, why bother?
Right, exactly.
And then you've got your best and brightest, your most innovative people walking out the door, and then who loses?
The company loses. And, the article actually outlines 3 main reasons why this kind of innovation gridlock happens.
Okay, lay it on me.
So first up, fear of failure. This is a big one.
Oh yeah, tons of companies are just allergic to risk. Anything that seems uncertain, anything that could potentially fail, it's just a no-go. It creates this environment where employees are terrified to even suggest an idea that isn't a guaranteed home run.
Right, it's like, don't rock the boat. But isn't some level of risk necessary for real innovation to happen?
100%. I mean, think about a company like Google. They actually encourage employees to experiment, to fail fast. They recognize that you learn from those failures.
Okay, so failure isn't always a bad thing.
Not at all. Failure is a stepping stone. It helps you refine your ideas to come up with something even better.
All right, so fear of failure, check. What's the next culprit?
Bureaucracy.
Ugh, yes. We've all been there, stuck in the endless loop of approvals and processes.
It's death by process.
Exactly. And, I think sometimes it's not even that people are intentionally trying to kill ideas. It's just the system, the way things have always been done.
You're right. It's just ingrained in the culture.
But the result is, even a brilliant idea, by the time it finally gets through all those hoops, it's lost its momentum. It's no longer relevant.
And meanwhile, your competitors are zooming ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how can companies break free from this bureaucratic trap? I mean, it seems so entrenched in a lot of places.
They have to be willing to embrace agility. That means streamlining decision-making processes, giving teams more autonomy. There are concepts like agile methodologies and lean startup principles. They're all about rapid prototyping, testing, iterating.
So get those ideas out there, get feedback, adjust, keep moving.
Exactly.
Love it. All right, last but not least, the article talks about lack of recognition. This one feels a little bit personal, right? It's about feeling valued.
Oh, totally. It's human nature. When you feel like your contributions are appreciated, you're more motivated. But when your efforts are constantly ignored, it's soul-crushing.
Yeah. And then, you stop sharing your ideas, and then everyone loses.
Absolutely. It becomes this vicious cycle. Companies need to actively foster a culture of appreciation. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just acknowledging someone's idea, saying thank you, it can go a long way.
Okay, so we've explored the dark side, what happens when companies kill innovation. But this NEXGROW article isn't all doom and gloom. There's some real hope here too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The article gives some great advice on how companies can turn things around. It's all about creating a company culture where innovation can actually thrive.
Okay, so what are the key ingredients for that kind of culture?
Well, they highlight 3 main things: open communication, a collaborative environment, and continuous learning.
Okay, let's break those down. What does open communication look like in practice?
It's about creating a space where people feel safe to share their ideas without fear of being judged or ridiculed. It's about fostering psychological safety.
Right, so people feel comfortable taking risks, being vulnerable.
Exactly. And then there's collaboration. You have to break down those silos between departments, encourage cross-functional teamwork. You get people with different perspectives, different expertise working together. That's where the magic
That
happens.
makes sense. Cross-pollination of ideas.
Exactly. And finally, you've got to emphasize continuous learning. Companies need to invest in their employees' development, give them the tools and resources they need to stay ahead of the curve. Think training, conferences, mentorship programs.
So building an innovation-driven culture is an ongoing process. It's not like you check a box and you're done.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I've got a question for you, and I'd love for all of our listeners to think about this too.
Okay, hit me.
If you could change one thing, just one thing, about your company's culture to encourage innovation, what would it be? What one small shift do you think could have the biggest impact? Think about it.
Yeah. One small change, what could it be?
We want to hear your thoughts. Share them on social media. Tag us in your posts. We're always listening. Thanks for joining us for another insightful deep dive. And don't forget to subscribe to NEXGROW Podcast for more thought-provoking content. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.